Okay. All right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, we'd like to give our praise, honor, glory to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone that taught us the truth, and salutations to the hopeful elect that's around the four corners of the globe. And the elect begins with 144,000. Yahawah, who the world ignorantly calls God and Jehovah. BAHASHAM is in the name. YAHAWASHI, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. And the Rakakwadash is the Holy Spirit. We're the brothers of the Great Millstone Chicago camp come back at you with another lesson. And Lord willing, we hope this lesson is edifying. I'm the brother Ivan You're joined with
Brother Adanya,
Brother Ibadia.
Come back at you, brothers and sisters, once again with another lesson. And once again, we hope this lesson is edifying. When I entitled this lesson, build back better. Because here you have the elites of this society, they're trying to build back better on the left-hand side. But ultimately, what? Yahawah, Yahawah's going to send his son, Yahawah back on the right-hand side to build back better, man. And we know that ultimately the right-hand side is going to succeed, man, and build it back better. And it's going to start with the elect. Yahawah ultimately making his second return, delivering the elect, and what ultimately the elect, what Yahawah at the ham, establishing the kingdom of heaven, man. The world is going to be instituted in righteousness, man.
This is the book of Malachi, chapter 1, and verse, I'm going to start at 3. It says, "And I hated Esau and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness." Whereas Edom, and so pretty much that's what the intention of YAHAWASHI is to recompense Esau for his wickedness, man. For the wickedness that he's put upon the planet Earth, right? The wickedness that he's put upon a nation, all right? For touching his anointed, the apple of his eye, all right? So YAHAWASHI, he purposed a recompense unto Edom, man. All right, verse 4 says, Malachi 1 and 4, whereas Edom said, "We are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, YAHAWASHI, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom YAHAWASHI hath indignation forever."
Because ultimately, man, when it says whereas Edom said we are impoverished, but we return and build the desolate places, ultimately that happened during the Renaissance period, where ultimately when Esau came back into power. Because ultimately the second revival of Rome, how it talks about his daily wound was healed. And ultimately when Esau, Edom, came back into power, you read that Revelations 20, how ultimately, Satan shall be, released out of his prison, for a little season to deceive the world. How ultimately the so-called white man ended up building up America. And then you get that scripture, his daily wound was healed.
I got it right here. Just real quick for you. Revelation 13 and 3. "And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed." It says, "And all the world wandered after the beast."
Right. It says his deadly wound was healed, talking about the Roman Empire, man. Because ultimately, Rome went down, in a period of time, and Jake ultimately, with that 1,000-year period where Jake was ruling during the Dark Ages, man. Jake was ruling Europe for 1,000 years. Had Esau in subjection, man. Going back to that Revelations 20, brother, can grab it real quick. And ultimately, the so-called white man established America, which is the second leg of the Roman Empire. And ultimately, with that, he's trying to establish his NWO agenda, man. And this is his form of building back better, having everybody micro C-hip. Revelation the 13th chapter, which we're going to get into in this lesson. But y'all brothers got it.
The Revelation.
Yeah, 20.
Yeah, it's the book of Revelation, chapter 20 and verse 7. It says, "And when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison, and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea."
Yeah, it says when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison, because we know that the Edomites was pushing to the caves for that 1,000 years. They were serving Jake, man. Really, during that time, who was over there in that area, man? You had Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, and Esau was under, basically the servitude of Jake. The Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, which we would call the Negroes, the West Indians, the Haitians. Ultimately what Esau was that base man in the caves and things like that. But ultimately, we know that prophecy had to be fulfilled. So the Lord basically lifted up the Edomites to ultimately take Jake down, man. Put him into captivity. Then, later on, you had the transatlantic slave trade when ultimately the so-called white man fully got back into power, during the 1400s, man. 1500s, ultimately 1619 when the book of the slaves came over here during the transatlantic slave trade, man. And ultimately, ever since then, man, Esau Edom has been building up his New World Order agenda, man. Now he has the technology to do it ultimately by the way of that microseal in Revelation 13th chapter, by ultimately controlling the whole world and proclaiming himself as God, and that's building back better for them on the left-hand side.
You want that Revelation 13?
Yes, sir.
This is the book of Revelation, 13th chapter, and starting at...
You can really start at the image of the beast, or you can probably start a little bit up.
I'll just start at 11. It says, this is the book of Revelation, chapter 13 and 11. It says, "And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon."
We're talking about that two-party system, man. Nowadays, you have the Republicans, you have the Democrats. Back then you had what was that, the plebeians and the patricians. During the time of ancient Rome. Now you have the Democrats and the Republicans, that two-party system. It says, and he spake as a dragon, talking about those draconian laws, man. Because we believe that Donald Trump, the Lord is using Donald Trump, through the elites to ultimately to bring this forth, man. You have Elon Musk on the side to ultimately to institute this technology, man. Which Revelation 13 is actually going to get into it, but you got to like body.
God, this is Revelation 13 and 12. "And he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed."
Right, talking about the Roman Empire, man. Ultimately Esau coming back into power, and ultimately what? America is that second leg of the Roman Empire, man. You got it, brother.
Verse 13, "And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men."
Right, Esau's technology, man. He has the power to do that, man. His missiles, his different technology, and ultimately what? Hiroshima and Nagasaki, man. That atomic bomb. That ultimately, that sword.
That sword that was blessed on time.
Yep. What's that? Genesis the 27th chapter. And you have Revelation 6. And I talks about that great sword.
Verse 14, "And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had the power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by the sword and did live."
Right. Ultimately, Esau deceived the masses of the people by the way of his technology, man. Look what's going on. He has the power to create AI. The brother Adanya said it, man. He has the power with the sword, man. His technology, his AI. And ultimately, these different people wander after the beast, man. Because of the things that Esau can do by the way of his technology.
And he says in Thessalonians that he sitteth in the temple, making himself like he is the Most High. So really, the whole earth looks at Esau Edom as the Most High, and that's exactly the system that he wants to solidify in the earth.
This is the book of Psalm, chapter 49, and verse 11. It says, "Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names." Yeah, so what is Esau Edom's like their goal? What is their intention? Their intention is to reign evermore, man. All right, outside of the reign and the control and the control of YAHAWASHI. So what they're gonna do? They're gonna continue on their wickedness. They're gonna continue on their rebellion. Right, and they think that their enterprise is going to continue. They think that their enterprise is going to flourish. But yeah, how about they got this whole "Build Back Better" fucking slogan, man, which is not of a truth, man. All right, because ultimately the scriptures say what? That Esau Edom is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows, man. That eternity that comes hereafter, man. So Esau Edom is on a fucking timer, man. All right, he's on a clock, man. His time is running out, man.
Where I believe.
However, that his intentions and his thoughts and his game plan, YAHAWASHI is going to cut it short, all right, and give that kingdom unto his son, all right, and the joint heirs, the rest of his sons alongside him.
Because what did Donald Trump? I believe it was the same week he was inaugurated. They had this thing they're saying now, the golden age of America. Hey, that golden age has been over with, man. Because America started to fall in the 1960s. Ultimately, when this word began to go forth, man. Ultimately, there's not going to be a golden age of America, man. This is it, man. They're trying to ultimately what they mean by the golden age, man. Behind the scenes, they're trying to set up that new world order, tripping the masses of the people. This is, starting with the elites, man. This is their golden age. This is how they see what, America, them controlling the masses of the people, man.
Keeping a power seat. Yep. All right, Esau wants to stay in control. But, All right, so that's what their game plan is, and that's what we see physically playing out on the earth. But through this word, through these prophecies that we believe in, we understand that YAHAWASHI is going to upset their enterprise. He's going to upset all their intentions and desires. Man. He's going to give that unto his sons, give that unto those who the Israelites, man, whom YAHAWASHI has begotten and made holy unto himself. Man. Actually, you got one?
No, you got it.
I have. This is the book of Daniel, chapter 2, and verse 44. All right, and so pretty much this is after that. All right, the king Nebuchadnezzar had a dream, right, and he sees the statue, what different statues, gold, silver, brass,
Right, and that
ended up being, I believe, iron and miry clay.
Right, that's talking about the the major kingdoms, right? You had the Babylonian, ancient Babylon, that was ruled by Nebuchadnezzar, and then you had the Persian Medes, and then you had the Greeks, which was ruled by Esau, the Greeks, starting with Alexander the Great. You can read that in the first Maccabees, and the legs ultimately being the Roman Empire, man. You got the what it says, the toes with miry clay, the second leg of the Roman Empire, man, and ultimately what its allies, man. The Lord breaking this statue down, man. We know the rock is YAHAWASHI. Ultimately, bringing an end to this system, man. But just to really, go over the statue real quick, just
those major kingdoms, man. Right, the Babylonians, you have the Greeks, yep. And then that's when this, which we got it in Revelation, that Roman Empire has been revived. So that's what this Daniel was going into. So Daniel 2:44, it said in the days of these kings, right? Because you got all these different heathen nations with their own empire, country, system, monetary system, power structure, etc. But Daniel 2:44, in the days of these kings, by the power of heaven, set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed. So what kingdom is coming hereafter? What kingdom is coming next according to prophecy? Because the entire world has been ran and has been it has happened according unto prophecy. So according unto prophecy, which kingdom is to come next? Because these major kingdoms are going to fall. So what is to come hereafter? All right, what is that build back better? Ultimately, it's the kingdom of YAHAWASHI. It's the kingdom of the Israelites.
And YAHAWASHI is a cornerstone of the building.
He's that cornerstone, man. All right, so that's that build. That's that building. All right, that's that building. That's that temple. All right. So Daniel 2:44, and in the days of these kings shall the power of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people. All right. So who is this? Daniel was the Israelite of the tribe of Judah. All right. He said that the kingdom will not be left unto other people. The Russians, the Chinese, the Indians, fucking whoever it is, man. If you're not an Israelite, man, the kingdom is not for you. All right, it's for your subjection, it's for your tributation. All right, it says, let me finish this out. It says, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and shall stand forever. So that's that build back better, man. That's what's going up the rise. That process of building is within the nation of Israel. All right, for the future, for eternity, it's within the process of. It's within the body of Israel. It's within YAHAWASHI, his sons and his people, his nation. All right, it's not for you heathen. Man. None of you, whether it be Esau, fucking Moab, none of y'all, man. It's not gonna be left unto other people.
Right, because the scripture says, YAHAWASHI had many crowns upon his head, as you were reading the book of Revelations, man. Meaning all the different governments he ultimately toppled, man, destroyed.
Yeah.
But you got something like that?
Want to go back to that Revelation?
Before you read that Revelation, let me just get this real quick. Just to back up the brothers putting that Daniel 2:44. This is the book of Isaiah 2:1. It says the word that Isaiah the son of Amos saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. It says, and it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of Yahweh's house shall be established at the top of the mountains and shall be exalted above the hills, and all the nations shall flow unto it. Right, because the nation of Israel, starting with the YAHAWASHI, King David, the elect man. The government of Israel is going to be upon all these other governments, man. All these other nations are going to be flowing unto us. And it says, verse 3, it says, and many people shall go and say, come ye and let us go up to the mountain of Yahweh, to the house of the power of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and he will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of Yahweh from Jerusalem. We're going to be in the palace seat, man. We're going to be, instituting righteousness across the planet Earth, man. We're going to be in control of these other nations and what they do, man.
So the slogan is a true statement. Yes, it's gonna be a build back better, but it's not gonna go according to the ways and intentions of these fucking mortals, man. Going on to the ways and intentions of YAHAWASHI, which his word, his intention, everything written within his word, the Holy Bible, including the Apocrypha. Those things are gonna come together. These people, their enterprises, their fucking plans, whatever they have in their head, it's not gonna go according to their plans. It's gonna go according to this word.
Just one more verse.
And it's gonna be refreshed and renewed and beautified again, man. It will be better, but it's not gonna come under you.
That's right. Isaiah 2:4. It said, "He shall judge among the nations and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore." Because ultimately, when Yahawashi makes a second return and establish the elect in the land of Israel, man, which is our homeland, there's not going to be any more war, man. It's going to be, a complete peace in the earth, man. Because we're going to be in rulership, man. We're going to have that spiritual power. We're going to govern the earth in righteousness, man. Because these elites that control this world today, they're all about war. They're all about making money at the end of the day, man. So that's why we have constant wars and things of that nature, man. But you have something, brother?
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 10, verse 1. It says, "A wise judge will instruct his people." In the It says, "A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered." And what we know that the Malachi said that this man is the border of wickedness, so he's not a prudent man. All right, if he can see that where his wickedness is going to end, he's going to land him up, and he can't be foreseeing anything beneficial unto the world, man. Beneficial unto the earth at all, man.
Destroy the whole earth.
You know what I'm saying? Verse 2, it says, "As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers," right? And this man is the border of wickedness. All right, it say that sin is the wages of sin is death. Right? So you got a wicked, evil piece of shit in rulership. So the earth has become an evil piece of shit, man. All right, the people inhabited in it has become an evil piece of shit, man. All right, it says, "As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. An unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited." Right? Esau is is the ultimate unwise king. All right, worse than he's that basis of man at the end. I believe the 7th chapter talks about. Being that basis of man, he is that border of wickedness. So him talking about build back better, nothing has been good under this man's control in the first place. So what better are they talking about? More wickedness, right? More unjust decrees. It says, Sirach 10:4, "The power of the earth is in the hand of YAHAWASHI, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable." So that's that real, true, sincere build back better. It's going to be under the rule, authority, and standards and rule and the setup of YAHAWASHI. He is that one that is profitable for the earth. Man. He is that one whose ways are beneficial. Man. It's not under this fucking devil, man. All right, nothing has been beneficial unto anyone. So it's not gonna just flip the switch. We just need a different. No, none of those things are gonna happen because according unto the prophecy, Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. So this man is gonna destroy the world, and Yahawashi is gonna put the spirit on Jake, starting with Yahawashi and the elect, to what? Actually build back better, man. To actually refresh and renew this place. All right, back to its original state of glory and beauty, man. All right, and that's what. If you're a righteous soul, that's what you should be yearning, desiring, and working toward, man. Right? You're not working toward fucking furthering this man enterprise because he cut down all the trees, the ocean is polluted. Why the fuck do animals have HIV? All these things are destruction unto all of us. But what? How about Shema Shah has an elect, man? He has a remnant, man. He has those that are holy unto him, man. Who actually are prudent, who actually foresee the greater good, that light at the end of the tunnel, man. Right? It's only through YAHAWASHI that we gon' ever see it, because the scriptures say, unless YAHAWASHI cut the time short, roughly paraphrasing, it said no flesh should be saved. All right. So what better is that if no flesh is even going to be saved, man? Well, how is that better, man? According to this word, if this man stays in rulership, the entire earth will be destroyed, polluted, ran down, man. You know?
That's why Revelation 11 says, destroy them which destroy the earth. You guys still got that Revelation 13, I believe.
I got it. This is Revelation 13, back at verse 14. Revelation 13:14, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power in the sight of the beast, had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live. Verse 15, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
Right, the image of the beast is the new world order, man. Everything that Esau Edom is instituting right now, man. Those draconian laws and things of that nature, which is ultimately going to, basically bring in that new world order, man, by force. Because it's going to come to a point where they don't care if you, don't want to. They go force you to do these things, man. Because that's why the end of this verse, it says what? It says as many as will not worship the image of the beast shall be killed. Because they're also not going to come after the men of the Lord, because what? The whole right select is going to deny this system, right?
7,000 men would not bow down to the image of Baal.
So this is what this devil is doing, man. The brother finna read the next 3 verses, but ultimately this is what the image of the beast is. Ultimately, what is the new world order?
And this is their way of build back better. This is what they do, right? But wait, how about Shah? He has a righteous way of setting up righteousness. That real joy that the earth was intended for. But this devil, man, this is his intentions for you. This is how he wants to build back better.
It's like Rome 2.0, but now they have the actual technology to really, force it on the earth. So Revelation 13 and 16, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or their foreheads.
Right. If you go into that word mark, it's the word karagma, which goes into the incision, man. That stamp. Ultimately, they want to put a microchip inside your body, man. And this is what the ultimate control, that they're ultimately aiming for, man, to become like the Most High, man. To see where you're at all time. This digital system that they're setting up is going to be the new form of currency, man. They want to track you. How you ultimately how you put like a tracking device on the animal, man, because you at least look at these people as nothing but cattle, So ultimately they're trying to be like the Most High, seeing what you're doing at all times. With this, technology, man, they can see, what type of payments you make, what you're doing, man, tracking you, different forms of payments that you make, through this chip,
Tracking everything, having all the data, and then having artificial general intelligence to control everything. So it says in verse 16, verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name.
Right. Without this microchip, this RFID chip, you're not going to be able to buy and sell. So you're going to be locked out of society, man. This is going to be the new form of currency. Back then, first it was gold and silver, then they transferred it over to the Federal Reserve note, which is the paper money. I believe they changed that. What was that after I got to go back and fact check, but after the early 1900s, man, they end up going to the Federal Reserve. And then ultimately this current, time that we're living in, man, the new form of currency is going to be by the way of that microchip, that digital currency, man. And we've been seeing the gradualism for a long time, and this is the elite's way of building back better, man.
Yeah, and I always like to mention that it's not something that's so far off. You have people with the MOTB in their brand. You have people with the MOTB in their hand. Currently, right now, as we speak, it's not something that's far off. It's not something that is like imagination. No, you got this Neuralink, right? You got the infrastructure set up for it. Or you got the palm reading technology. Okay? So that infrastructure, we got the World War III currently set up. The sides have been chosen. You know, so it's not something that's afar off. It's something that we see playing out in real time. All right, and if you don't have this word, you're not prudent enough to foresee it. You're not prudent enough to hide yourself from the dangers that are coming. All right, which is what? Repent to YAHAWASHI outside. We should perish, man. All right, because yes, ultimately the elect, they want the earth to flourish, man. All right, we all want to flourish, man. But it's a righteous way to go about it. You don't need to do anything about it. All right, with Esau, he has no patience. That's why he he has no patience. He's not patient enough to do things the right way, man. He's just moving and moving, etc. But the hopeful righteous elect, we're gonna pray unto Yahweh about Shema Shai. He's gonna be that one ultimately coming. His hand is gonna be the one to set things in order. It's gonna be a miraculous, powerful thing to behold.
I got something to back up that verse. What's that? Verse 16. Right by you. That was verse 17. Job 5:12. It says, "He disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise." Right. And going back a few verses prior, how it talks about the image of the beast, which is their new world order. Ultimately, what Yahweh was going to send his son Yahweh Shai back up to what to basically destroy that Esau's plans now of that new world order. Man. It's not going to come into fruition how Esau thinks, man, because the attempt at the new world order is not a new thing. It happened during what the time of what's that Genesis, the Tower of Babel, man, during the time of Nimrod. He tried to do the same thing, man, but it ultimately came to naught. What did the Most High end up doing? He ultimately ended up confounding the languages. He separated the nations. Hey, this devil don't have a chance in hell, man. But what on the left hand side, they're trying to build back better. But on the right hand side, the Lord, hey, Yahweh's going to send the son Yahweh Shai back to really build back better, man. To establish the earth in righteousness.
Revelation 13:18. Here is wisdom, that him that hath understanding count the number of beasts, for is the number of man, and his number is 606.
All right, with this word, man, we understand, what these devils are trying to do, man. Because ultimately, the Lord gave us, the understanding of these scriptures to know what this devil is ultimately trying to do, man. That tri-sty stigma,
Shy-sty
stigma. Going into that RFID chip, man. Ultimately, he's trying to implement, this chip around the 4 corners of the globe. Actually, get that Revelation, the third chapter talks about that. Kept the word of my patience. That will also keep you from the hour of temptation.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 3, verse 10. All right, and like the bros went into, man, that these people, man, their version of better is not conducive unto the masses of people. How about Shema Shai is actually it's as the ruler of the people, so is it. So he is. So when how about Shema Shai comes to actually accept his throne, right? The earth is gonna rejoice.
Yeah, the earth waits the manifestation of the sons of God.
And it's a true statement, man. You think the men of the Lord just want everything to just burn and destroy? Only for the reason of it becoming a better thing. All right. That's why this word, Yahweh Shema Shai, has that greater way. All right. It's gonna happen. But this is the book of Revelation, chapter 3, verse 10. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep which the word. This is what you see currently among the hopeful elect. All right. Reading, studying, pushing this word, repenting on a daily basis, man. Right, that's keeping the word of Yahweh outside space, ultimately to the end. Whenever that this thing cracks, all right, and the lights cut off, and people's trouble is fully implemented, that's when, all right, this precept is going to kick in gear. All right, so Revelation 3:10, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon earth. So it's going to be it's going to be a big test, man. And only those ones that kept the word of Yahweh Shema Shai through, all right, all the way through, all right, those are going to be the ones. It's going to be a miraculous thing. We expect miracles to happen. That's our expectation. That's what the word hope is. We expect it to happen. We expect Yahweh Shema Shai and 1,000 falling on this side, 10,000 on that side. We expect Yahawah outside when the enemy comes in like a flood. The Lord is gonna lift up a standard. That's what we expect. You can't convince us otherwise, man. Right? And then the saints are gonna take the kingdom. Then Yahawah is gonna tell us how to make this thing and rule the earth in righteousness and peace and beauty.
Look at that Isaiah 59:19. Brother. This book, Isaiah 59:19 says, "Some shall they fear the name of Yahweh from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of Yahweh shall lift the standard against them."
So all these things are written, so that they have to happen. Esau is going to come down with that great wrath. We have not even seen a small fraction of the wrath that he's going to come down with. He's really going to crash out. Like, they're really going to fully try to have to do this.
Because also.
No, I was just going to say, like, at the end of the day, like bro was saying, all these things are written. So we have the confidence. In Second Ezra says no one can oppress him that has gotten the victory. So for the elect, it's already been written from the foundation of the earth. So, we just seek out our own salvation with fear and trembling, just praying that we're, of that number. And it's a beautiful thing. The more and more we see the Spirit increasing and see the Spirit working with brothers, seeing these things come to pass, the vision is, it's not tearing. And, just waiting for the Lord to come back.
And that's the real build back better.
That's that true build back better. That's that. It say that the Lord is gonna set up a kingdom that shall last forever and it'll never fall. Hey, who don't want that? Who don't want a righteous kingdom? All right, things are yours, and the thief not gonna come break them. You gotta be wicked not to wish that Yahawah shall reign over you, man. Honestly. And the Lord is gonna build back better. It's not gonna be through fucking Donald Trump. It's not gonna be through fucking Kamala Harris. It's not gonna be through no fucking man. It's gonna be from a higher power, man. How about like the creator of heaven and earth? That's how it's gonna happen. That's how it's gonna play out. All things have played out according to this word, the scripture. Right? And they're gonna continue to. Right? That's we trusting how that's we hoping, we expect it to happen. Not whatever the fuck Donald Trump, Joe Biden, both sides of this fucking government. It's irrelevant.
I got one for you real quick, brother. This is Obadiah 1:21. It says, "And saviors shall come up on Mount Zion to judge the Mount of Esau, and the kingdom shall be Yahweh's." Right, because ultimately, what Yahawah, Yahweh's gonna, see Yahawah back to raise up the elect now. And what, as the scripture says, the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom. My brother can grab that real quick. Hey, we're gonna take the kingdom, man, and we're gonna rule this world in righteousness, man, because the whole world has been ruled in wickedness for a long time, man. What was that? The world under what's that? King Solomon's reign had 40 years of peace. We had 40 years of peace. And ultimately what, we was steady constantly getting fucked up by the heathen, our people constantly going off and things like that. And that's why ultimately, these other nations were ultimately put into power, man. That main nation being Esau Edom. How ultimately the scripture says, the Lord set it over what the basis of men. So that's why the world is so fucked up right now, man. But ultimately, Yahawah's gonna send his son Yahawah back to ultimately, to make to build up better again.
The book of Daniel, chapter 7, verse 18 says, "But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever."
With that, man, the whole world is going to be in righteousness forever, even forever and ever. Hey, how does Elder Yaki say? I don't know. What they said, wickedness had this season, but righteousness will have this eternity. What's the paraphrase? I just want to say it right. But ultimately, man, this is the time that we're coming into, man. A world, ruled in righteousness, man. Starting with the elect. Yahawah, you're gonna have King David, you're gonna have the 144,000. You're gonna have the 1/3. Now, eventually, you're gonna have the 2/3 that's ushered in, man, with the loins of the elect. You have something, everybody.
To back you up, this Proverbs 12:3 says, "A man shall not be established by wickedness, but the root of the righteous shall not be moved."
Expound, bro.
So a man's not going to be established by wickedness. We saw Edom is it may appear like he's going to have this earth on lock, and he's going to accomplish it. Full digital slavery. How could you get out of that, man? So like the scriptures say, if not for the Lord, no flesh would be saved.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it says what? A man shall not be established by wickedness, but the root of the righteous shall not be moved. And scripture tells us that YAHAWASHI is that chief cornerstone.
And you gotta trust in these words, man. The scriptures say that it says, "What by grace are you saved through faith." All right. So, man, you want to be those first fruits. They're gonna see the downfall of the enemy, and then they're gonna have a part in building back better. That's that ultimate chief position. That's that number one trophy. That's that number one spot. That's that number one reward. If you're not in this truth, then what the fuck are you going to do? Honestly.
Well, let's see. Yeah, that's pretty much what we had on deck or whatnot. Building back better, man. The left hand side is trying to build back better. On the right hand side is ultimately, is truly going to build back better, man. Starting with YAHAWASHI, man, establish the kingdom on earth, His kingdom, man.
For eternity.
Yeah, for eternity.
Build back better for eternity.
And it's nothing that these devils can do about it, man. Trying to establish their new world. You know what? Let me grab this. Let me close out with this. Hey, because man, we're in a time, man, where ultimately, the kingdom of heaven is going to be established. Let me grab that 2 Ezra 6. How they say, you know what I want. This is the book of Job 14 and 5. You can start at first, 2 Ezra 6 and start at 7. This is the book of Job 14 and 5. It says, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. Right? Esau, has a certain point that he can't surpass, man. When he ultimately enters to this RFID, which is the mark of the beast pertaining to Revelations 13 and 16, man, on down. Hey, ultimately, he's running on fumes at that point, man. That's when the Lord ultimately, as the scriptures say, the Lord is going to rain upon him while he is eating. So he's not going to have time to enjoy, his quote unquote new world order, man. Before we get that 2 Ezra 6, how you have something about you.
I got that 2 Ezra.
You bring it up.
This is book 2 Ezra 67. Just basically to hear the sum of the whole matter, what we just went into. 2 Ezra 6 and 7. The entrance thereof is narrow. Should I start at 6?
Okay.
2 Ezra 6 and 6. There is also another thing. The city is builded and set upon a broad field, and is full of good things.
Yeah.
That's still a great key.
Yeah. Oh, you wanted Jacob, is that?
Yeah, but that's still a great point.
No,
It says, this is chapter 7. I was looking at chapter 7.
Yeah.
2 Ezra chapter 7 and verse 6. There is another thing. The city is builded and set upon a broad field, and is full of all good things.
The city is builded. YAHAWASHI said that he went to prepare a place for us, man. That city is builded, man. All right, so it's going to tell you how to enter into that city. It's not here. All right, it's not voting. It's not the democratic process. It's not fucking equal rights. None of those things is that good city. The scripture is going to tell you how to get to that good city that's built.
And it says in verse 7, the entrance thereof is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were a fire on the right hand, and on the left a deep water.
Right, represent those sufferings, man. Because ultimately, as I believe it's Acts 14 and 22, it says, exhorting the disciples and exhorting to continue in the faith through much tribulation shall we enter into the kingdom of heaven. On most high, into the kingdom of YAHAWASHI. So it's going to be a lot of suffering. It's going to be a bumpy road, to the kingdom, man. It's not going to be a light walk, man. Because what we have Esau Edom, coming down with that great wrath, man, and ultimately the sufferings we deal with it on our personal battles, man. So it's going to be a bumpy ride, man.
I keep reading until 10.
It says verse 8, and one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could but one man go there at once.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough battle, man. You know, so tough that only one person can go through at a time.
If you
man.
got fire on one hand, all right, you'll be burned up. You got water on the other, then what? You'll drown. So it's a very tight walk to rope. It's a very tight rope to walk. But ultimately, the scripture is going to expound on it. Who is it given to in the first place? Who is this city for in the first place? Where is that city that's built for all of it? And who is it for? The scripture is going to specify.
2 Ezra 7 and 9. If this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, he never shall pass through the danger set before it. How shall he receive this inheritance?
Hey, Jacob's trouble. That our temptation, like the Revelation 3rd chapter, was speaking on. Israel, should I get that next verse?
Verse 11, verse 10. And I said, It is so, Lord. Then said he unto me, Even so also is Israel's portion.
And like the bro wanted to say Ezra 6, but it's these the words that he expounds upon who? Israel, for the Israel, etc. Right? So that city that's set up and that's builded, that YAHAWASHI said that he's going to prepare a place, is for Israel. Right? That's our portion. All right, you Israelites. What are currently known as what Israel's Hispanic American. That's our portion. All right, that city that's builded, that build back better, that's full of good things, those better things, is Israel portion. All right.
Yeah, man. Hey, because we're ultimately, you know, when we pursuing righteousness, man, it's going to be a bumpy ride, man. You know, building back better in righteousness, man. But it's not going to be an easy task, but the YAHAWASHI is going to, you know, guide his hopes for righteousness like through it, man. You know, and ultimately, what, you know, Esau trying to build back better on the left hand side, but ultimately the right hand side, you know, starting with Yahweh when it's in the son YAHAWASHI back to establish that, you know, that righteousness, you know, and that build back better, man. You know, starting with, you know, what, you know, you have to elect, you know, going to have to do this world on righteousness. But
that
was pretty much the point. Wasn't this is the book of 2 Ezra 6, and I'm going to start at 7. It says, Then answered I and said, When shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that follow? Right. So this is Ezra, you know, basically talking to the angel, you know, basically when is the end of the world coming? You know, when is the end of these things is going to be? You know, for us to ultimately what? You know, for the kingdom of heaven to be established. It says, verse 8, it says, He said unto me, From Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau, right? Going back to the account of Genesis 24th chapter, how ultimately Jacob and Esau were born, man. But ultimately, what? It says what? It says Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau, which is symbolic of Esau going down. Who's going to take down Esau? YAHAWASHI. You know, he's going to spoil his plans. He's going to take Esau out of power, man. You know, I believe in Luke, it says, How have I seen Satan being cast down like lightning? It says, verse 9, it says, For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Right? We're at the end of Esau's age. We're at the end of his rulership right now, man. You know, so his build back better on the left hand side, it's not going to come into fruition, man. It's not going to come to pass. You know, because what? It's prophecy that Esau Edom was going to follow, man. And who's going to take him down? YAHAWASHI. It says, And Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Right. As the brother read that Sirach 10 earlier, man. You know, the Lord is going to set up a kingdom that is profitable. You know, YAHAWASHI, you know, ultimately setting up the kingdom of heaven, man. You know, going to have his elect, the 144,000, the governing body, you know, ultimately ruling this world in righteousness. You know,
Scripture say, YAHAWASHI said, He said, I go to prepare a place. He said, And will I not grant you unto it? Roughly paraphrase, will I not accept you unto it? You know, so
he said, Enter into the joy of
the Lord.
Oh, yeah.
All right, your Father, man. The Heavenly Father, Yahweh, man. All right, YAHAWASHI. So yeah, this is a building process. The Scripture called us the temple, right? And we, all right, in the name of YAHAWASHI, and truth and sincerity, Lord willing, and righteousness, all right, starting that build right now, starting that building process now, right? Starting with our apostles and builders on down unto us, pushing His word forth steadily, constantly, Lord willing, unto the end. And yeah, this is that build back, the true build back better process, man. So it's a true statement that it's a build back better. It's just not going to come from these heathens, these things you see. They all set up to deceive you. It's gonna come from the word from the Father and truth from His prophet.
So with that being said, we hope this lesson was edifying. We want to end our bringing our praise and glory to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Kalakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles, great millstone that taught us the truth, and salutations to the hopefully elect that's around the four corners of the globe. And once again, we want to be this lesson was edifying. Until next time, Kwam Yasharallah and the Baba.
Baba.